Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Elisa, and if you're new here, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. My channel is all about me and what I like. I am a baddie first, stoner second, and anything else I want. I don't know. And if you ever want to see anything from me, just write it down in the comments. But I actually wanted to make today's video because a lot of people have been wondering about my lip filler journey, and if you don't know or can't tell, I do have lip fillers. If you can tell, great, awesome, you clocked me. You got me. The jig is up. I'm gonna use my phone as like a timeline of when I did everything. So I guess I need to show you like what I look like before lip filler. So in this picture, I don't know if you can see. Okay, in this picture, you can see my lip, but you can see like my top lip is pretty flat. My bottom lip is actually not that bad. It's just maybe not as plump as it is right now. And you can tell on my lip, this part here is, there's more volume and it's lower. So you see. And surprisingly enough, I did not get any Botox or like a lip flip. This is just straight up Juvederm, but I'll start from the beginning. So that's what my lips look like. That's what they started out, okay? It's around, what year is this? This is 2018, okay? And so this is around the time like lip filler is really popping, okay? 2016 just happened. You know, that's when IG baddies were really at its height. And then you see all of them with like lip fillers and such. And, you know, I think I was always a little bit self-conscious about my lips because I knew that they were small. I wanted big, juicy lips like Bratz. Like, I knew that I wanted lips like that. So I always wanted it, but I never really knew how to go about it, obviously. You always hear stuff about like plastic surgery or like fillers and stuff and how it like looks insane. And that's what I was taught and told like all the way growing up, of course. You know, of course, you're beautiful the way you are, you're natural, like da 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 da. Like my dad and my mom is telling me this and such. But I like in those moments in times of my childhood, I did not look like everybody else, and I didn't know how I felt about how I looked. Actually, I do know how I felt. I didn't really like the way I looked. So I kind of was already on this mindset of like, I think I do want to change that. I just don't know how. And I just never really like dove like deep into it because I didn't even do like a lot of research because one, I just assumed it was really expensive, and then two, I just didn't want it to look bad and I was scared. So as time went on, I was just like, okay, I'm getting good at makeup. I'm gonna just overline my lips. So that's what I did. I overlined my lips for the longest time. This is what it looked like, overlined. But you can kind of see that my lips, it's overlined for sure. It's just overlined. Okay, so see this picture? The picture is not that bad, but I am still overlining my lips. And this is what my lips look like, okay? Okay, fast forward, 2020 happens and such, COVID, lockdown, you know, end of story. That, like, okay, that all happened, okay? I'm just going by, like, the way time went. Okay, so 2020, when I got back to my house, because I stayed at my mom's house during quarantine, when I went back home to my place, I was just on this kick of like wanting to look hot and like rebrand myself. So I seen something for like hyaluronic fillers. I don't know where I seen this or where I learned about it, but I did. And then I learned, I was like, okay, hyaluronic acid, it's not that bad. Like, you put it on your face, it's like naturally found it within you, like it's not that bad, and it's needleless, like there's not going to be any needles. That shit still hurt. I don't know if you've met anyone that has done those needleless fillers, but that shit hurted me. Like that shit hurted, and I wouldn't recommend it. I would not. I got a lot of like bruising, and even though it said it was like needleless, it was like a very, very, very tiny, like, hole, I guess, and it punctured. And the way they do it on your lips, they like go like that and like push it in, like it forces it in. And I'm just like, that shit hurt. And even though I put on numbing cream, and I had these like dots all around where you could see where it was, and it sucked. Like, you can really see it on my lips right here. Yeah, and those didn't go away for a few years actually. I was pretty sad about that because I was like, I can't believe I did this to my lips. So I did it maybe like one time, and I liked it the way my lips look. It wasn't too much. This is how it ended up like looking. So I was like, okay, cute. It's cute. However, my body metabolized it really fast that it was gone in like a month or two. And I knew that. I knew that it was going to have to be more frequent. But in my head, I'm like, oh, okay, like this will be better because it's not needles. It's naturally going through my body. It's fine. So I do it a second time. So not too long after, I was just over it. I was like, I'm spending way too much money like frequently when I can just get lip filler. And I think I learned a little bit more about lip fillers. I think one of my internet friends, she had gotten lip filler. She had only gotten like half a syringe and it looked so good on her. And so I asked her a bunch of questions about it. I was like, where did you go? And she gave me a lot of tips. Like, she told me to take arnica like a few days beforehand to help with bruising. She told me to drink lots of water and just everything like I kind of needed to know about it. And that gave me a lot more confidence to go into, getting lip filler. So I did more research at this time and I found out, all the different kinds. There's Juvederm, there's all types of fillers out there, but I went with Juvederm because I think it's pretty popular, and they say it's like the most like natural because it dissolves into your body, kind of like the hyaluronic filler one, because I think it is also hyaluronic filler. So I was like, okay, let's do it. But I wanted the plump one, so I got the volume one, the XP one, or whatever. Oh, I guess I never talked about like when it happens. So I've done a video on this, but when like your lip filler happens, obviously it's with a needle. You are supposed to have it administered from someone who has the credentials to hold a needle to your freaking face. So make sure that they're an actual professional, like a doctor or something like that. One, to vet the place, make sure it's professional, it's clean, all that. Take pictures of what your lips look like beforehand, from the front to the side, all that, and then they take pictures after. They give you this numbing cream to keep on for about like 15 minutes. If you're kind of sensitive to pain or you just are scared about feeling anything, I would suggest keeping it on for maybe 30 minutes. It's not going to hurt you. It's just going to make your lips numb. Okay, so, and depending on how much you get is, how they're going to do it. But essentially they just take these needles and they find different points in your lips and they administer it. How would I rate the pain? I would rate the pain probably like a 3 or 4. It doesn't hurt much, but you do get like a slight pinch. I think I remember the first time when I got filler, I had only had my cream on for only 15 minutes and my top lip hurt the most. Like, it hurt so bad. It hurt to the point where like I shed a tear, but it wasn't to the point where like I jolted away and like had to stop. No, it was just more like, ooh, like that fucking shit hurts, but you get through it. I got through it, and I'm a big baby, so I feel like if I can get through it, a lot of people can get through it. But I also like put myself through a lot when it comes to beauty and to looking good, because I like looking good and I'm gonna do what it takes to look good. And I loved it. I'm not gonna lie. I loved my lips. They were so bomb. So I got it at the end of 2020, like the end, like right before my birthday. I did that on purpose. This is what it looked like after a couple days. So obviously I was like a really big fan of my lips. And I think everyone was too, because everyone started asking me questions about it when they realized that I got it and stuff. And I kind of told them, I've done a video on my lip fillers before. if you go back to my other videos. Yeah, I ended up loving it. That lasted, let's see, that lasted for like 6 to 8 months, which is pretty good in my opinion, because I spent about $400 for like one syringe, and I only get one syringe at a time. For your first time, you can only do one syringe, but then afterwards you can do more than one. I always stuck at just one because it's really easy to get like addicted to it, I guess, and to see any kind of slight like deflation, or like you see it like even the tiniest bit like go down, you're like, oh my god, my lips are gonna be small and stuff. I don't know if everybody's gone through this, but I feel like most people who are born with like small and thin lips like me and ended up getting lip filler, I feel like we kind of have this, not fear in the back of our heads, but we know that what our lips truly look like. And I don't know if I'm gonna let that happen again. I'm gonna be honest. Because look at me. But we'll get there. I haven't even gone through the story. Like, nobody really could tell me shit. Nobody could tell me shit. Nobody knew I had filler. Nobody. To this day. Until you could tell I had filler. Because, so I think around the second time I ended up getting like a refill, or like a refill of a syringe again. Right here, I don't know if you can tell, there was like a little bit of migration. I think it's gotten better over the years, and I think I just kind of let it dissolve. And I also would low-key gua sha that shit to just like move it back into my lip. But there was like low-key migration like right around here, and you can tell in some of my videos, in my old videos or like my pictures, and I knew what it was. I was like, fuck. But once I had like my lips on, my makeup, like my lip liner, my lip combo, my whole makeup on, you couldn't tell. Like, you couldn't see unless you like know my face. But if you could see it in certain angles and such, and you like really looked at it, you could tell, because that's when it started emphasizing around the second time. Yeah, and when your like filler migrates, you're supposed to go get it like dissolved, then you start all over. That costs money. And around the time that I wanted to get it fixed, I like was becoming broke. You know, like things were changing. I was like in between jobs and stuff, so I was just like, that was just not a priority to me. So I told myself, if I can hide it like that, it's fine. So that second time that I mentioned, it was probably more than likely, I think like 2021. So 2022 was the last time I got lip filler. It was October 18th of 2022 is when I got it. This was me on my way to lip filler. This is what my lips looked like before. And this was literally the day after. You can see it's much bigger. So plump and so juicy. And it looked so good. It looked so good. This lip combo in general was everything. I gotta remember which one that was. Come on, look at it. My lips looked so good. I literally look like a Bratz doll, and that's what I was going for. I wanted to go for Bratz. It just looked so good. I was so obsessed. I loved it so much. But obviously since then, it's 2026 now, so it's been about 4 years since my lips have looked like that. I mean, what do you think? I overlined my lips just a little, but I still don't think it's too bad. I do like the way, you know, I look now. I feel like there's always things that you can pick about yourself, but I have come to a place where I like my face, I think. But would I get it again? Yes, I sure would. How much would I get more? Maybe only half a syringe to a full syringe more. I wouldn't get past maybe even... I don't even know if I would go that big again, because there's something that like a lot of people don't tell you, or I'm sure if you notice, it's really common to get jowls when you get filler, any type of filler. It's really common. I ended up getting them, and I've been insecure about them. I try not to, but it is what it is. So it's just kind of the price I have to pay. for having filler. Also, I could lose some weight so that way it's not as emphasized, but what are you gonna do? But that's what happened to me and my lip filler journey. Would I recommend you at like straight out 18 getting it? Probably not. I would probably want you to feel like comfortable with like your makeup style and then maybe a bit your face, that way you can just get more used to it because you're constantly changing. My face does not look the same as I did when I was 18. That was 8 years ago. I'm a grown woman now. I look like a grown woman. I don't look like a child, I take a lot of pride in that because I don't want to look like a little kid. But if someone does ask me about lip fillers and if they should get it, and I'm obviously going to tell them, everything that I told you guys. I tell them, everything I went through, what I liked about it, what I didn't like about it. That's my journey with lip filler. In no way or form am I one encouraging it or shaming it. This is just my story. I don't really consider myself an influencer, but if I am going to be an influencer, I want to influence people to be good people, to love others, to love yourself, to enjoy this life. My job isn't to just influence you to spend all your money, to buy all these things, to do all these things because you hate yourself. You're supposed to do these things because you love yourself, okay? So that's the story. That's my story. Take what you will. If you have any questions regarding it, feel free to ask me. I am an open book when it comes to it, so don't worry, I will not get offended. I will answer any questions. But thanks guys for hanging out with me. Don't forget to comment, and subscribe to see my next video. Let me know if you want to hear anything else. I think my next video I'm going to do on Vanderpump Rules. I was thinking about doing a cute little series on that because I just love that show, and a lot of people on my spam TikTok really like when I talk about it, so I figured why not give it a shot on YouTube. So I will see you guys in my next video. Love you. Bye.